Hello and welcome to Fields to Futures Exploring Agritourism Opportunities. My name is Abby Bryant, and I'm a senior at the Blue Ridge, Virginia Governor's School at Louisa County High School. This is my senior class project for a topic I have tremendous interest in supporting for our community. I want to thank Charles Rawson, Sarah Sharp, and Christy Hopkins with Virginia Cooperative Extension, and Tracy Hale Clark with the Louisa County Chamber of Commerce and the Louisa Forward Foundation for their support. Their support has been invaluable in making this event possible and in helping us highlight the importance of agritourism to our community and local economy. We have put together a 5-part series focused on agritourism, with topics including agritourism in Virginia, connecting with the planning, zoning, and economic development, insurance, liability, and safety, visit Louisa and the Fermentation Farm Trail, and Braggs and Blunders agritourism entrepreneurs. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for supporting the future of our community through agritourism. I'm excited for the conversations ahead and hope you find these sessions both inspiring and informative. Enjoy the workshop.
All right. Great job, Abby. Thank you so much. I know I speak for the group. It's been a pleasure working with you, and this has been such a great project with huge value for our business community and surrounding areas. So thank you again for organizing this and working with us in partnership. So as she mentioned, this is a 5-part series. This is session number 4. I am excited to introduce our special guest with us. Before I do the introductions, I do want to just remind everyone that you are muted. We will be taking questions after our presentation, and you can also put your questions in the chat box so we make sure to answer those. I would also encourage you to introduce yourself in the chat feature, your name and what business and contact information, so we can foster collaborations amongst the attendees. And the recording sessions will be posted on our website and circulated out to all the registered participants as well. So with that being said, I'm excited. This session, I actually get to participate with a great partner and friend, Cindy King, who is the Community Engagement Manager with the County of Louisa. She is a seasoned marketing communications professional with 20 years of experience spanning the federal government communications, commercial and industrial marketing, B2B and direct to customer marketing, e-commerce, and local government communications. She specializes in crafting and executing strategic communication plans across print and digital platforms, and she's leveraging her diverse expertise to drive engagement and results here for Louisa County. She's a great partner to us at the Chamber and with tourism, and it's great to be presenting with her today. My name is Tracy Clark. I'm the Executive Director for the Louisa County Chamber of Commerce and the Louisa Forward Foundation. I've been in Louisa County for 6 years. My background is in marketing and communications, more of the marketing. I've had 30 plus years in fundraising and fundraising and marketing for nonprofit organizations. I love what I do. I love the work that we do in Louisa County, and I'm just really excited about what's going on in the agritourism space and what we're doing. So, Cindy, I think if you'll go ahead and share your screen, we will get started. One of the things that I'm going to get started with in this session is talking about the Central Virginia Fermentation Farm Trail. And the trail, if you go to your display settings, Cindy, is where you changed it. Yeah. Oh, anyway, we'll just keep going. There we go. Yeah, the Central Virginia Fermentation Farm Trail. So back in 2021, you can go to the next slide. We started a trail in Louisa County, and it was supported by a grant from Virginia Tourism Corporation. Basically, we have a growing fermentation farm industry in Louisa County, wineries, breweries, cideries, and we continue to add more of those in our community, as well as other assets that are agritourism related. So in the beginning, we gathered together these farm related beverage producers to create a trail. We submitted a grant to Virginia Tourism Corporation to get some initial funding to get this trail created, up and running. We also worked with the Small Business Development Center. We were able to establish a website to promote the trail. And the main purpose behind it was to highlight the agricultural roots here in Louisa. Trails with craft beverages were very, very popular and kind of par for the course across Virginia. And we wanted one here in Louisa. And then we also wanted that to continue to further boost and attract visitors to come to Louisa County to support our local economy, whether it was for overnight trips or for day trips. It's proven tourism drives economic growth in the area. So if we can bring them visiting the trail, they'll spend money at other businesses that support those trails, gas stations, restaurants, food service, other attractions, things like that. So on the next slide, what I'm going to share with you is a little bit about our vision. So we started our trail with just these beverage providers. The vision has always been to expand to a greater audience and include additional agritourism related businesses. So the session with Heather Wheeler with Virginia Department of Agriculture goes into a lot of information about agritourism businesses and attractions. But I want to start right here with kind of our vision. We wanted to broaden the trail with diverse experiences. We wanted to encourage partnerships across all these agribusinesses to develop hands-on experiences, overnight stays, workshops, farm fresh produce, getting it straight from the farm, bringing out classrooms or families to experience interacting with animals on the farm. We have a lot of farm rescues out here. There's a ton of trails, hiking trails, things like that. We also wanted to incorporate some of the ecotourism elements like guided tours or you pick. We have some flower farms where you can come and pick those kinds of things. All of those would have the local impact of attracting more people to come and visit Louisa. Because we would have a wider audience. So it's not just people that are looking for beverage trails, but they might be looking for other more family-friendly activities. It's more business opportunities for our local farmers, artisans, and also other tourism-related entities and attractions. It's all to drive our local economy, boosting sales at restaurants, markets, even our lodging partners for overnight stay. And our ultimate goal is to position Louisa County as a leading destination for authentic farm-based tourism. We have the lake, which is a huge draw, but there's so many other cool aspects about our community and our roots in agriculture. We really want to make this a destination, not to mention all the historical aspects of what we have here too. So that's kind of the vision for expanding the trail. Agritourism activities. This is the definition that is actually in the Virginia Code. This has been presented in a couple of other segments. So I'm not going to bother reading the code to you, but as you can see, it encompasses a wide variety of activities are considered agritourism. So on the next slide, it further goes on to show you some ideas of activities. So if you have a business and you're considering how do I get into that agritourism space? Here's some ideas about how you can do that. And I would even say that, for example, there are some businesses in the area that maybe you aren't a farm, but you want to do some type of farm related activity, whether it's a cooking demonstration or, maybe you have a farm that you invite people to come out and stay overnight. It's all about getting into the ag space where you can develop, your space as an attraction. Okay. One of the things that surprised me as an idea was the open air or covered picnic area with restrooms like that. You're outside. It's ag related, hiking trails, walking trails, even horse trails. We've got an amazing park and horse trails at the Trevilian's Battlefield Station that can be encompassed into this agritourism idea and activities that we can include as part of this trail. So on the next page, these are complementary businesses that may or may not be an ag or a farm business that can also participate that we want to promote through this trail experience. So, for example, we want to increase people coming to stay overnight. If they're staying overnight, that drives more revenue into our economy and into our tourism budgets that can be funneled back down to support tourism related businesses. And Cindy's going to get into a lot of the assets and resources that are available in the county that are going to help you and your business be supported. But I wanted to share this slide with you to demonstrate the importance of an ag business partnering with other non-ag businesses. For example, if you are, I'm going to use the Southern Revere Sellers as an example. We're going to hear from Sheridan in our next session. But Southern Revere Sellers, they created a festival. They are a farm, brewery, cidery, and winery, brewery and winery. I'm not sure they offer cider, but Sheridan will tell us. They created a festival for Jack Jewett Day. And that festival is on a Saturday, but it's being built out so that there's multiple things to do throughout the weekend. With that festival, it's designed to bring people here to showcase ag tourism, but it also attaches to historic ride that we had through Louisa. So any of our history buffs might come, and complementary to that could be going to Trevilian's Battlefield Station or the Louisa Historical Society and other historical aspects that we have in our county. But then also partnering up with campgrounds or hotels or Airbnbs that we have in the area to create packages centered around Jack Jewett Day. You can also incorporate, restaurants and markets and things like that to really present a kind of package deal for people to come to Louisa and have a nice little mini vacation if they want. We want to attract people from outside the area to bringing in new revenue. So these are just some ideas of other businesses that you want to keep your options open and ideas flowing, because I'll say this from a marketing standpoint, the more people that you involve in your efforts as an agritourism business, you multiply the marketing efforts on a grassroots level. Okay. So if you are just doing it all by yourself, then it's just you. And maybe you're using some ancillary marketing aspects like the county tourism or the chamber. But if you involve other businesses, and now you have multiple entities promoting and sharing and encouraging people to take advantage of coming to Louisa and visiting and making it a true adventure for you and your family. So moving right on, I think that's my last slide. We're going to get to the really good stuff with Cindy King, and she's going to be sharing the information about how to take advantage of the multiple resources that are available to support not only this trail, but other ag tourism related aspects in the county. So Cindy, take it away.
Great, thank you. So as Tracy said, we do work really closely with the Chamber of Commerce, and the Fermentation Farm Trail and agritourism is something that we definitely want to work with the chamber and with individual farms and businesses to grow. I'm just going to give you a very high level introduction to the county tourism program. There's a lot of little moving parts to it, so I'm going to just keep the strokes kind of broad. But first, I'm going to show a video that includes information for the Fermentation Farm Trail to kind of give you an idea of the things that we're putting out there.
I know there's music with this, Cindy.
So I think we may have jinxed ourselves with we're saying hopefully we won't have any technical issues, and this may have been one. The music was blasting on my side. I don't know if it necessarily came through to you all. But we do have a mix with our videos. This one was a longer one and it had music to it. We have some shorter ones with voiceovers. Um, you can find all the videos on the Visit Louisa YouTube channel. And then we use them on social and then in our advertising, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So just to give you a high level overview of different things that we have going on as far as our different promotional efforts. We do have a digital presence with our website, which is visitlouisa.com. That is part of the county website, which is louisacounty.gov, but it has its own URL and its own little section. On the website, we do have a blog that we're working to really expand this year. So we're putting out, a few articles a month that are going into that blog, and we're using for other things as well. We have the Visit Louisa app, we have the kiosk, we have all of our social media profiles, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're on YouTube, like I mentioned. For our print, so we do have rack cards. With the rack cards that we have in the Virginia Welcome Centers, we have QR codes that point people to the app. We really didn't want a lot of materials out there circulating that would become out of date. With that said, we've started doing a monthly guide, which is very much, this information is good for this month. That way, if someone comes across an old guide, there's really no confusion as far as if the information is to date or not. And that includes, a variety of locations throughout the county that we encourage people to go check out and explore, as well as events for the month. We do quite a bit of advertising. With the digital ads, you may see some social ads in this area, but with the rest of the digital ads, it's really going to be for people outside of the area because we're trying to get people to come, and we really are trying to increase overnight stays. So right now we've shifted our advertising to Pennsylvania and North Carolina, trying to get people from a little bit further away so they really want to stay the night as opposed to drive home. We do run print ads. Sometimes you'll see us on broadcast television, and we've done radio. We're also involved in events in the county, informational signage like the Civil War trails. You might have heard about the effort right now for gateway signage. That's something that should be happening here in the next several months, which is pretty exciting. Let me move this so I can see. Media relations. So we do coordinate interviews on local TV stations, and we do that often to promote events or just to highlight something unique to our area. We've recently started doing a weekly newsletter that we put out on Thursdays. We'll talk more about kind of that integration here in a moment. And then you may have seen or heard something about tourism support requests. These are a little complex, but you can definitely reach out to us for more information. Really, if you're a nonprofit, there's a larger conversation to be had, but I would encourage you to look more into this or ask us questions about this piece. I'll play a little video for the Visit Louisa app just so you can kind of have a preview of it. With the integration chart that we'll see on the following slide, you'll learn a little bit more that by participating in our program, you're going to be on the Visit Louisa app, you'll be on our website, your information will pull through to our newsletters, we'll use it in our guides. Like, it really is the source of information that we use for all of our purposes, because we're trying to simplify things for our local businesses. And we do promote the app through our different video ads that we have out there. We have the app shown at the end. Print ads will have QR codes. We'll do periodic pushes digitally to push people to the app to really get the downloads up. So just to give you a quick preview here. I'll go ahead and stop it there, since I'm having the music again blasted on my side, and maybe not coming through to your side. So it's a little, I think, odd without the music. So this is the placement flow chart that I mentioned. So when we were looking at how to approach growing the tourism program, we were working with Tracy at that point. We were like, how can we connect to the businesses and get them to participate? And Tracy expressed to us, the businesses are really focused on their operations, and they're working hard just to, keep the operational components going. So, we definitely took that advice to heart, and we thought to ourselves, how can we make things as easy as possible on our local businesses? So our whole approach is built on keeping things easy for the businesses and tapping into what they're already doing, or what is kind of like the low-hanging fruit that they could be doing without too much work at all. So our location listings come from Google Map listings, which is formerly Google My Business, and our events come from Facebook events. So if you can either claim your listing on Google or create a listing on Google, we can pull your business into our system. And then for Facebook events, if you make Visit Louisa a co-host, that gives us a notification that we can go and make sure your event is being pulled into our system. So once your location is pulled into the system, your event's pulled into the system, where does it go? So you'll see it goes to visitlouisa.com, it goes to the app. We use it for our monthly guide. It goes to our Visit Louisa kiosk, which there's a picture there below at Shenandoah Crossing, where that's just pulling the same information that you would see in the app. It's just a larger format. So if people are actually in Louisa County, we're trying to encourage them to stay in Louisa County and do more here, or to come back and see us again. So that captures foot traffic. And if you make us a co-host, you also show on our Visit Louisa Facebook page as well. So you can see at the bottom, we have advertising. So all of our advertising, of course, we're pushing back to our assets. So that really helps. It's, the idea of all ships rise with the tide. So if our advertising pushes, potential tourists back to things that show all of, the great things to do here, that helps everyone, because people can browse and learn more. So, we really do want to do a lot with agritourism this year. It's definitely something that we're looking to beef up. So the planned content that we have for 2025 that relates to agritourism includes, but isn't limited to, interactive farms. So I know an earlier session mentioned goat yoga. That's something that, we're interested in talking about. If, you're doing it, let's, get some promotions out there for it. If there's a petting zoo component to your farm, let's talk about that. Pick your own produce is obviously huge. These concepts have been discussed before, but again, we're looking to include you in our promotional efforts. It could be new videos, it could be, articles just highlighting the farm in different ways, whether it's social or through advertising. Businesses supporting farms. This is really related to the fermentation farm trail, how farms are, supporting each other, or if there's a restaurant, that's, sourcing from local farms, things like that. We want to show that connection there. Country stores, we want to highlight what people can find at our local country stores. getting married in a rustic setting. There's lots of beautiful options, and we want to showcase that. We also have some other content it's really related to a lot of what Virginia Tourism does and has been successful with. So we want to replicate that here and show what the connection is to Louisa County. But fall colors, stargazing, wander love, show people what they can find with a road trip through the county. So we recently introduced a tourism program guide, which is really meant to be like a starting point. So, because there's a lot of information on, what we're doing and how you can participate. So we do offer this online. There's hard copies at the chamber office. I can definitely get you a hard copy if you reach out to me as well. But this will gonna get into some of our tourism numbers and the different programs that are running. Just gives you a deeper look into all of that. And with that, I'm going to show you one more video. I again apologize for the lack of sound that'll be on this one as well. But this one is one that we did probably about 2 years ago at this point, and this highlights farms. Again, this is something that we're looking to grow, so we'd like you all to be part of the next one. All right, and then our contact information is on the screen if you'd like to take a moment to capture that.
Great, Cindy. Great. I want to add a couple things about the tourism program guide. That is also available for download on Visit Louisa. If you go to visitlouisa.com, there's a drop down there for businesses and how to get involved. So you can get that program guide as a PDF download. And then I do just want to share that like the Visit Louisa app has been a game changer. That was introduced, right in the first year that Cindy came to work in Louisa. And it has really been a great asset for not just ag related tourism businesses, but all tourism in the area. So as your business, it is super easy to be included in that app. There's a couple of videos. We need to update those, Cindy, but there are also resource videos that you can watch that goes into detail about, creating Facebook events and also updating your business profile on Google so that it automatically flows into the app. This is really important. If you're not doing it, you want to do it. And I would also say that for Facebook events, a lot of people don't always equate, when you say event, people have this vision that it has to be some sort of big, huge endeavor. You can have an event that's simply a, sampling, or you're going to have your harvest, or you're going to, it could be something that you're normally doing within your operations. Put it out there as a Facebook event. Number one, there's a lot of organic exposure just having that as an event within that social platform. But then you have the added asset of having it be included not only in Visit Louisa, but she does send out, I don't know that you mentioned this, Cindy, there's a Visit Louisa communication that goes out to email every month that lists all these events. So that's added exposure, and all of this is at no cost to you. So I definitely want to kind of reiterate that point about creating Facebook events, because it gets the ball rolling without a lot of money or time or effort. So if you need added support in creating Facebook events or knowing how to do that, you can reach out to us. So I want to open it up for questions. I don't see any questions or comments or anything like that in the chat. But if you do have questions, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand or put something in chat if you have a question either for Cindy or myself related to ag tourism or even tourism in general in Louisa County.
I will add to what, Tracy mentioned. Obviously, that's a great point. This is at no cost. I think that we really need to stress that.
Yeah.
There, because there is value to the county with tourism. So there's no direct cost here. So I don't want that to be a stopping point for anyone getting involved in these programs.
Yeah.
And, also, it's in the tourism program guide, but it is worth mentioning now. If you go to the Visit Louisa business section, there's information on just how to stay informed. But that'll point you to a list you can sign up for an email that's called Information for Businesses. And that goes out periodically, but that'll provide updates with different opportunities that are going on. And even earlier today with that list of businesses, I sent out an email requesting information for the March Visit Louisa guide. So if you have an ad that's already been created for something else or just information that you'd like to send, that can be incorporated into the guide for March.
It's I want to stress to you that what's happening at the county level with Cindy and the tourism director, James, and that whole department, the county even increased the transient occupancy tax rate. So that has allowed and opened up a whole lot of opportunity for the local community, nonprofit businesses and so forth to access some additional revenues that are coming in, as long as it's tourism related, to flow back in to support you and what you're doing that will ultimately support and grow transient occupancy taxes as well. So the more that you can look at, I can't stress this enough, especially from a chamber perspective, this is what we do. Our goal is to build partnerships, collaborations, connectivities, getting businesses to work together, businesses, organizations, the community at large, to kind of layer and create an experience that contains multiple aspects of things. So get involved, reach out to partners, develop partnerships, so that it will help you grow. It doesn't take much to develop a partnership. You create it as a win-win. We can help cultivate that with a lot of our programs, but that's where you're really going to leverage. And that's where once we get this boulder rolling, I mean, everybody benefits. Everybody benefits. So, thank you, Cindy, for your time and effort and the work that you do. We do have a tourism council that meets, and you can reach out to Cindy to find out the meeting schedule so that you can submit your requests in time for those meetings. And with that being said, if there's no questions, we'll go ahead and say thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. Hopefully this will be valuable. This information, as well as the other series, will be available on our chamber website. We have one more session. It's going to be an interview with one of the co-owners for Southern Revere Cellars. We're going to get into some in-depth Q&A regarding to, starting a business from scratch. I met her 3 years before they even launched. So we're going to learn about that. And we're going to learn about, what they've done and where they're going and how agritourism can really thrive in Louisa County. So hopefully we'll see you at the next session. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day.